Hi everyone, welcome to my first video where I'm reviewing some of my favorite red lipstick. Let's get right into it. First up, the Maybelline Own Your Empire Lip Crayon. Just as the name suggests, it's a crayon that comes with a sharpener at the end. The crayons are definitely a good substitute for the liquid matte lipsticks, especially if you don't like that drying effect on the lips. The crayons are much more creamier, the texture is definitely smoother, and the color payoff, you'll definitely not be disappointed. I like the crayon because it's like a lip liner or a lip pencil. It definitely is more precise towards the end, like on the lip lines. And I found that this one specifically works well with other lip liners. When applying, it will look like it will give like a shiny finish, a satin finish, but when you wait 10 minutes after application, the matte finish definitely does come through. What disappointed me was the fact that it didn't have that 8-hour long wear as it's written, and this is the one lipstick that once you eat it, all of it comes off, so you have to keep reapplying for sure. Second on the list is the Revlon Super Lustrous lipstick in the shade Fire and Ice. I got this lipstick because I read somewhere that it was supposed to be a universal lip color, so that's one of the first reasons I got it. And then when I went to buy it and saw it over the counter without even testing it, I was like, okay, this one looks good, and it's giving me that like orange vibe, and that's not how you should actually shop for lipsticks. When I got home and tried this lipstick on, oh my, the disappointment. First of all, this lipstick gives light to medium coverage at best. I mean, I have to go in and apply layers and layers, like more than 4, just to get the coverage I want, and it's still not enough. But I found a hack for it, and you can check it out on my Instagram at the Red Beauty Book, where I'm actually using it as a blush. I also don't like that it has like no lasting power, and it's easily transferable. That said, I'd use this lipstick probably like during a photo shoot or something, because you'll keep reapplying it, and if you're going for a certain look, and if you also have neutral undertone, this is the one for you. Next up, Cherry by E.L.F, part of their SRSLY Satin collection. I mean, this lipstick, I love it. It's my go-to everyday lipstick, and I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of this year there's barely any left. I mostly have good things to say about this lipstick. First of all, the pigmentation will really please you. I mean, this is the one lipstick that if I do 1 or 2 layers, it's simply enough, and it also gives the full coverage that I'm always looking for. Secondly, it's not drying at all. I mean, one of the ingredients in this lipstick is jojoba oil, which is meant to moisturize and really lock in the moisture of the lips during the day. So if you forget to apply lip balm, no worries, this lipstick is moisturizing and glides smoothly. Which also makes it great for reapplication because it doesn't have as long of a lasting power compared to something like Ruby Woo, but when it's time to reapply this one, the smooth and creamy texture is really great and doesn't get patchy. One thing to note is to be gentle when applying. I have seen people online say that their bullet kind of broke off. For me, I have not had that issue. That said, this lipstick has the satin finish, just like the name says. And lastly, points for E.L.F for always making affordable makeup. I mean, this is $3 on the website, and in Kenya this is around 600 shillings. So for that price and the quality of this lipstick, I definitely recommend this to anyone. At this point, my lips are starting to burn as I continue taking off one and trying another. So I thought, let's take a break and let me know in the comments section how I'm doing so far. I think my first video jitters are beginning to wear off for sure. If you're still watching, thank you so much, and let's continue. Next on the list is the Huda Beauty El Cinco de Mayo, part of the Icons collection. What drew me to this lipstick is the pointed edge. I mean, lipsticks, especially bullet lipsticks with pointed edges, I'm pretty much sold, because I love that they can really help you with being precise with your application, especially on the corners of your mouth. You can really get in there and with very little or barely any smudging outside the lines. Now you'll notice, especially when you apply it the first time, or like if you haven't used the lipstick for a while, you'll have this powdery feel on the lips, which shouldn't be a worry. As long as you continue applying, it doesn't cause any issue. Among the lipsticks I have so far, the red lipsticks, I would say this is the one that looks best on me, mainly because it was designed with warm undertones in mind. And another reason I love it so much is it has full coverage. And we haven't even gotten to the pigmentation yet. As you can see, it's really giving that rich, intense color. This is definitely my favorite matte lipstick because despite it having a matte finish, it has a creamy texture, so when applying, it doesn't dry the lips at all. It is transferable, but not too much, and it has a long wear. On the Huda site, you'll get this for approximately $25. So in Kenya, this would range between 2,700 to 3,700 shillings. Next up is actually a liquid matte lipstick. This is Always Red by Sephora. If you're like me and you have reservations towards liquid matte lipsticks because they tend to be drying, hear me out. This one, especially if you use a lip balm or a lip moisturizer before, it doesn't really feel that dry, but it does have a matte finish, so when you're done applying and it dries up, you'll definitely feel the matte finish, but it's not something that you can't handle throughout the day. It does have the pigmentation, the rich color, but it definitely makes you work for it because it's like painting. So since it's a liquid matte, you really have to go over those areas and even everything out a couple of times, but it's totally worth it. One other reason I really love this lipstick is because when I compared it to the liquid matte lipsticks that I've used before, especially when it came to brands like Maybelline or Colourpop, I mean, those ones I wouldn't even last more than half a day with them because they would really get uncomfortable. I just don't like that dry feeling on the lips, you know? So that's why when a formula is slightly different and gives the matte finish I like, I'm always totally sold on it. I also like to put like my lipstick to the test when I eat and see how it looks after. This one, it definitely does fade a little on the lower lip, the middle part, but it's not that much. When I compare it to the Maybelline lip crayon, that one really like fades away totally, but this one has a way of staying intact and in place for long. I guess that's why even removing it, a wet wipe, is not enough. I really have to put some oil on top first, then use the wet wipe to wipe it off. This wouldn't be a red lipstick video if we didn't talk about the classic Ruby Woo by MAC. I mean, this is the lipstick that has been there for ages. I like to warm it up on the back of my hand, as you can see here, because most people find this lipstick drying, and when you do that little trick, it makes it easier to apply. Ruby Woo has a blue-red undertone, but it's one of those lipsticks that looks good on everyone. I mean, every time someone asks me what red lipstick to get and I want to give them a recommendation, I always say this lipstick because it's a safe option. It looks good on everyone. A few good things I can say about this lipstick is I love the matte finish and that it's long lasting. I mean, this is one of those lipsticks when I wear in the morning, I don't have to worry about reapplying throughout the day. If I apply again, it will probably be once. It has that really good lasting power. What you may not like about this lipstick is what I mentioned in the beginning, the drying feel on the lips. So it's always good to use either a lip balm or a lip moisturizer beforehand. But if you're like, no, I can't stand that dry feeling, but I still want a matte finish, I would recommend the E.L.F Cinco de Mayo over this one. We've come to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'd love to hear from you. Which one was your favorite? Which one were you not feeling that much? And yes, what's your all-time favorite red lipstick? Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.